rising. Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, I'd like to say I hope all of y'all are vibrating at a high frequency, not letting no negative energy stop y'all positive energy. It's gonna be a little quick live. I want to talk to y'all real quick and tell y'all how to protect your energy around the inorganic species. I'm pretty sure I told y'all this plenty of times. I just feel like I need to speak on this right now. So I'll get right to it. You gotta understand when you have interactions with people, whether they are planned interactions or whether they are forced interactions, each of these interactions lower your vibration and can possibly put you on the frequency of the person that you are interacting with, whether it's forced or whether it's by mistake, right? So, and when I'm saying that if somebody's in a bad mood and you have interaction with this person, you could possibly be in a bad mood too after that interaction, right? So, and same with if somebody's in a good mood and you have interaction with that person, you can possibly end up in a good mood after that interaction if you're not already. And the reason I'm saying all this is because there's two different species on this planet. It's the organic species and it's the inorganic species. The organic species being all of the beings with the neuromelanin, you want to call them black, etc. So all of the beings with the neuromelanin being the organic species, the inorganic species being everybody else. Or more, let me say it like this: the organic species is the beings on the planet with the wool texture hair, and the inorganic species is everybody else, right? Because that identifies your genetics, the texture of your hair, and your pigmentation. So what you have to realize is when you get around these beings, it's a lot of differences between us and them. There's a lot of differences between us and them, and these differences needs to be there needs to be awareness shown to these differences so you can know how to live your life on a daily basis without these beings lowering your frequency, right? Yeah, without these beings lowering your frequency. So you have to understand every time you come into contact with these beings, they could possibly lower your vibration, right? So with that being said, and this little live is gonna be like 10 minutes just to tell you how to deal with this shit, right? So when you're out and about, when you're out in public, and you go into a store, etc., when you know there's going to be a lot of Asians, Hispanics, etc., you have to be the bigger person at all times, right? And what I'm saying by this is you can't be in your pride and your ego like, oh, don't walk in my way, or there you go, you're not going to say all this shit, you're not going to say excuse me, all this, you know what I'm saying? You can't be like that because these beings, they don't have a soul, so they're going to walk in your way, they're going to bump into you, they're going to try to make you feel uncomfortable, and they don't know that they're doing it. So what you have to do is be the bigger person, right? And I kind of lost my train of thought right now, vibrating low. But what you have to do is be the bigger person, right? You have to be the bigger person. You have to understand that every time you come into contact with these beings, they're going to lower your frequency a little bit. You know, you may have to walk to the gas station, walk into the store, and just and not make eye contact with the cashier because you may make eye contact with the cashier and you get to feeling weird, you get to vibrating on their frequency. And the inorganic species, they're naturally on a lower frequency than us because of their genetics. You know what I'm saying? And they may try to force interaction with you or try to have interaction with you and you don't want to have interaction with them. And that interaction is going to lower your vibration. So when you come into contact with these beings, you have to be the bigger person. And you can't think in your head that you know what they're going to do. If you're standing right here and they're standing right there, you can't think like, okay, this person's going to just respect my space or this person's going to walk past me without getting all in my space. You have to understand that these people are different species, right? You have to know this. And you have to know every time you have an interaction with these beings, they're going to lower your vibration a little bit or possibly exchange energy with you. Now you're on the energy of them. You're vibrating on their frequency. And all of these beings with the straight texture hair and without the neuromelanin, they're naturally vibrating on a lower frequency than us because of their genetics. So if we're trying to vibrate high, and you're just trying to vibrate high, DOC trying to vibrate high, and then you have the inorganic species trying to force interactions with you or just walking around not paying. I'm trying to tell you, they don't have a soul. It's like if I don't have a nose and I'm walking around and I'm musty, I'm not going to know I'm stinking. If you don't have a soul, you're not going to be able to be considerate. You're not going to be able to respect people's personal space, etc. So you being a organic being, you have to notice that these beings don't have a soul. And when I go out in public in this world around this species, I have to take my time because if I'm just trying to do shit around them, you have to be the bigger person. You have to know, okay, I have the neuromelanin on this planet. I have the superior genetics, and I'm surrounded around this species, and the world is free. You have to know this. So when you go out and about, you're taking your time. You're not walking down the aisle, rushing down the aisle, or driving in traffic, because you're going to have interaction with these beings, and they're walking around confused, etc. Right? They're walking around confused, etc. So you're going to have interaction with these beings, and you have to know how to keep your frequency high when you're having these interactions. How you do that is by, one, avoiding the interactions, two, being a bigger person. If both of y'all get to the fucking stop sign at the same time, let them go. Because if you feel like you got there first and you go, they're going to fuck around and go too. Right? And when they go too, that's going to lower your frequency. Because just you walking and making eye contact with one of these beings is going to lower your frequency. You know what I'm saying? If they vibrate and low, they got all this negative energy in them just because of their genetics, and y'all get to have an interaction, you're going to feel less happy. A lot of people are not conscious of their happiness and their energy because they always exchanging, and they always around a bunch of friends. They always having sex, so they're not aware of their energy. Once you start being aware of your energy, you'll realize once you get into contact with the inorganic species, they lower your vibration a little bit. It's not like once you see them, you're going to be sad, but you're going to be less happy, little by little by little. And if we're on a planet surrounded by these beings, they're going to keep us vibrating low. So what I'm telling y'all, just because it's not like they're doing it on purpose, it's just their genetics. So when you're walking in the store, etc., when you're out in the public, you have to be the bigger person. You have to let them go first. You know, don't feel like you know what they're going to do, because they don't even know what the fuck they're going to do. And that's how it's even able to be a gang stalking program and all that shit, because you have the inorganic species, and they do shit all day that you will get confused of a gang stalk. You'll mix it up. That's how it's even able to be a gang stalking program, and they get away with it, because you would think for the longest it's just a white person, it's a Mexican not paying attention, because it's what they do, right? So you have to know when you come into contact with these beings, you have to take your time. You have to avoid the synchronizations, because it could be a gang stalker, or it could just be the inorganic species just bought it out, because they be bought it out. And they've been lied to and been told that black people are everything but what the fuck black people really are. So they walking around thinking that they better than. And it's not to say, oh, we're better than or we're worse than. It's just that we have to be around these beings, and we have to know how to be around these beings. Because they think that we're all the same, but they don't have a soul in their body. Right? They don't have a soul. So you have to know when you're out and about, take your time. Take your time, because these beings don't have no consideration. They don't walk all in the way. They don't have no peripheral vision. We see, like look at the short I just posted. We have a wider field of vision, so we can put our hands to the side. Black people can damn near see behind us when we're looking straight because of our peripheral vision. These beings don't have the same peripheral vision as us, so they'll get all in your space and bump all into you, and them bumping into you is gonna lower your frequency. And when you have a low frequency on planet Earth, it's gonna be, because it's nothing but negative energy on this planet, right? Some people just are able to vibrate high through this shit and stay positive, because they're on a high frequency. They're keeping their home frequency high. Your home frequency is the frequency that you have regardless of whatever environment you're in, right? That's your home frequency. If you get into contact with these beings and you're having these little forced interactions, they're going to lower your home frequency. Then you're going to be vibrating low. So if you have a high home frequency, your home frequency is your frequency regardless of whatever environment you go into. That's your home frequency. That's your frequency regardless, right? If you have a high home frequency, and you step out into a negative environment world, a negative environment place, etc., you can still be at a high frequency, right? Because you have a high home frequency. But if you have a low frequency in an environment where everybody's vibrating low, you're going to start vibrating low too. And when you start vibrating low, you're going to attract more of that low vibrational energy to you, because that's what you're thinking about. You're going to manifest more of it. But if you're able to vibrate high in these environments, you'll be able to continue to manifest high vibrational stuff, right? So I'm just telling y'all to be aware when you're around these beings, because they'll lower your frequency, and when they lower your frequency, it's gonna be harder for you to manifest. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be harder for you to manifest, because this planet is a low vibrational environment, right? Because the frequencies, the music, the food, and these beings. So if you want to keep your frequency high on this planet, you have to do shit to avoid these beings. Pretty much is what I'm saying. You have to protect your energy, be the bigger person. And I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer, because I still all I had to say. Probably take this shit for like 11 minutes. But you have to protect your frequency, be the bigger person. Because when you come into contact with these beings, they're going to lower your vibration. They're going to lower your vibration. You have to know this shit, right? You have to know this shit. So you can have a good day and you can continue to manifest. When you're driving and all this shit, you're in the store, take your time around these beings, man. And once you exchange energy with them, you're going to be on their frequency and you're going to be vibrating low. Once you vibrating low, it's going to be harder for you to manifest, because you're going to be in a bad mood. And they do shit, and they don't fucking know that they're doing this shit, bro. And you have the gang stalkers too that do this shit. Say, for instance, somebody's walking around stinking and musty on accident. They don't know that they're stinking and musty because they haven't showered, etc. And that's just some shit on accident. Then you have somebody that be going around on purpose, purposely musky to fuck with people, right? That's just like the inorganic species doing shit, and they don't know that they're doing this shit because it's genetics. And then you have the gang starters doing shit to fuck with people because they know that we have a species on the planet that's botted out, right? You got these motherfuckers gonna be walking around bumping into people not paying attention, so we can walk around fake like we're doing the same shit, and that'll get a reaction. That'll fuck with people, you know? So I ain't gonna make this live too much longer. I want to tell y'all to protect your energy around this species, you know, be the bigger person. I'm about to go get my fucking money in, but be the bigger person. Don't let these beings lower your vibration. Just be aware of this shit, right? Because every time you come into contact with these beings, they're gonna lower your frequency. You know what I'm saying? These beings, I'm talking about the inorganic species. All of the beings with the straight texture hair, they're gonna lower your vibration a little bit. And it's not me saying it's like, oh, I just got into an interaction with these beings. I'm just saying in general, bro. That when you wake up and you feeling good, you got all this happiness in you all this happiness within, and then you have interaction with these beings, it's gonna lower your happiness. It's gonna take away from your happiness. And the happy feeling you have inside, that's the feeling you use to manifest. And you can't manifest if the happy feeling is not present. So these beings lower that happy, take away from the happy feeling, you know. And it's not their fault. That's just how they were created. So you have to notice it, because they're not gonna come out and say like, oh yeah, we're different species, all the shit. So you have to know. So I ain't gonna make this shit another second longer. I hope all y'all vibrating at a high frequency, a high vibration, and just know when you come into contact with the inorganic species, if you want to have, like, you have friends of inorganic beings and all this shit, that's cool. That's cool. Because you're already used to them and their energy, right? You're already used to how you feel when you're around these beings. You're already used to this shit. But if you're just having interaction with a stranger, an inorganic being that's a stranger, it's a possibility that they can lower your vibration. Okay, and you so not aware of your energy, being a black man or a black woman, you so unaware of yourself, you don't even know when you're around these beings that lower your frequency. You don't even notice. You just don't want to sound racist. And I know because you probably don't want to hang out with black people because black people be vibrating low. But you have to know when you get around these motherfuckers low, and they not all fucked up. But when you're vibrating, this is what it is, though, bro. What it is, you know. It's what it is. And I'm not talking about like, you know, friends and all that shit. But I'm saying like when you get around inorganic beings that are strangers or it's just in public experience, when they just on their frequency, because when they come into contact with you, you actually raise their vibration. When they come into contact with you, you actually raise their vibration. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with inorganic species strangers, when you're dealing with inorganic species strangers, yeah, when you're dealing with the inorganic species strangers, they may just be on some fucking on some bot shit, bro. You know, and besides that, they're gonna be on some bot shit. It's gonna lower your vibration, man. That's what I'm telling you. I don't have no friends, right? So I'm by myself a lot of the time unless it's with a customer or something, right? So I know my energy. You know what I'm saying? So I know my energy, bro. And every time I come into contact with they people, they species, I feel less happy. Say for instance, somebody black is in their grocery stores, and it's just some real shit. I'm not trying to sound the type of way. I really don't give a fuck. Like I said, I have no friends. I don't want no friends, right? But I'm saying if somebody black is in the grocery store and they walk into me on accident, I don't feel my happiness leave. I don't feel this shit leave. But if one of them walk into me in the grocery store on accident, I feel my fucking happiness leave, bro. I feel less happy. And it's not even like, oh damn, these motherfuckers like, oh. It's just a different spiritual feeling when they walk into you compared to when somebody black do this shit. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And I experienced this enough to know this shit. It's not a coincidence that every time an inorganic being walks into me, I feel less happy. Every time we have interaction. It could be a complete accident. It could be no gang stalking shit. Just a complete accident. We both weren't paying attention. We both bumped into each other, right? Or had it or synchronized, right? I feel less happy now. If I synchronize somebody black, I'll probably be like, damn, motherfuckers, you know. But I'm not gonna feel less happy, you know. I'm trying to tell y'all this shit because people are not aware of their energy. You're not aware of your shit. Y'all, you may eat meat. You know, you may not be able to hold on to your nut, your sexual energy, so you less conscious of your energy and all this shit. You may not work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all what I experienced. Just like people talk about the gang stalking shit, what they experienced, and that helped me. And I fucking appreciate the fuck out of that shit. Everybody that posts a video about gang stalking, because y'all know what the fuck is going on with me. So that's why I'm making videos about shit that I experienced and see. I can help y'all. So if you black, I'm telling y'all, when you have interaction with these beings, it makes you less happy. Like just a random stranger, it makes you less happy because you're already on a certain energy because of their genetics, man. You're already on a certain energy because of their genetics. So when you come into contact with these beings, you're gonna be on that energy. You know, and sometimes you may come into contact with one of them and they be happy and vibrating high, but that's fucking rare, bro. That's rare. That's rare. That you just come into contact with one of these motherfuckers, unless they on some bullshit. And you have to understand, a lot of people put a lot of shit past these beings. Like when they be, like these motherfuckers be doing a bunch of evil ass shit, and black people put that shit past them. Like they would never think that, oh, it's the chiropractor that's sexually assaulting females and all this shit, and it's an inorganic being because the black person that's thinking that shit, they would never do that shit. So they like, nigga, because they've been lied to, they've been told that black people are the fucking, the evil of the world and all this shit, right? So they'll be, let me let this car go so I don't lose my train of thought because they're trying to synchronize with me. Trying to synchronize with me. You know what I'm saying? So a black person wouldn't even think that a white person would do some shit because a black person couldn't even imagine somebody doing some fucked up shit like that. Right? You know what I'm saying? And a white person is only doing the fucked up shit because they don't have a fucking soul. And a black person can't imagine that shit because the black person has a soul. They're like, ain't no way I'll be a fucking chiropractor and be sexually assaulting women. They're like, ain't no way who would do that shit. But then they got a species would do that shit. They don't have no soul. And besides that, you have to experience what's the 8 mile, man? Damn, man. Yeah, but yeah, motherfuckers be thinking like, who the fuck would do that shit? The inorganic species. And then I know y'all see all these fucking car accidents and all these come on, seatbelt on. I know y'all ain't trying to hear that shit. Come on, seatbelt on. I know y'all see all these car accidents with these truck drivers as immigrants just murdering motherfuckers on the road and they don't speak no English or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? These people be driving, you have to deal with that shit on the road. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, just like, you have to know these are different species and it'll make your life a little easier. You may be in your house just chilling and once you step outside you got road rage. There should be no such thing as road rage. There should be no such thing as traffic, but we have this species on the planet, bro. We have this species. You pull up to a stop sign first. They pull up to the stop sign. You have the right of way, right? Because you pull up to the stop sign first. You will start going, and then they'll start fucking going from the opposite direction, like in the intersection. You know what I'm saying? And damn near running to you. And that feeling right there is going to fuck with your nervous system, your energy. And if you got a nervous system all rumpled up and all that shit, you ain't going to be able to manifest. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You have to be the bigger person around these beings so you can protect your energy. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the bigger person, bro. If you walking in the grocery store and you see these motherfuckers in the aisle, or it's the opportunity where they're trying to let you go, let them go. Because they may let you go halfway, then they fucking go. And then halfway, they try to rush you through the way or some shit. Just let them, you have to be the bigger person when you're dealing with this species, man. You have to. You have to know they're different species. You have to protect your energy, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer. I just want to tell y'all this shit real quick. You know, you gotta protect your energy, gang. That's the deal. You gotta protect your energy, man. Because these beings don't have no soul, bro. And we have to live life around these beings, bro. And yeah, it's not fair, but we probably ain't gonna get no segregation to these motherfuckers gotta go to the cave. But until then, just protect your energy. Be a bigger person. When you're out and about in this world, take your time. Don't be trying to, you gotta leave a little bit early, and then you try to rush, it's gonna be the inorganic species. You don't want to deal with all that negative energy. They don't have a soul. It's like they walking around musty and they don't know that they musty because they don't have a nose, right? And them not having a nose is a comparison to them not having a soul. So if you don't have a soul, you're gonna be doing all this inconsiderate shit and you're not even gonna know you're doing this shit. Not even that you're not gonna know, you're not gonna give a fuck because you don't have a soul. And you being a black man or woman, you have to know I have a soul in my body because this black shit on my skin, this neuromelanin, and it's inside of my brain too. It makes me peaceful. It gives me the ability to be spiritual. They don't have that shit. So when you're out and about, you have to know that. So these beings don't make you want to crash out, etc. They don't have no fucking soul. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be on this planet with these creatures. So you have to be the bigger person. You always have to be the bigger person. Don't let them take you out your character and all the shit. Because they will. They will have you ready to fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? And all they're going to do is yell, call the police once you hit them with some shit or hit them. If they not unconscious, they're going to just be, oh, call the police. You don't want to deal with that shit, bro. It's like dealing with somebody that's special ed. You know they're gonna do some shit. You have to know this person is special ed. You know, what you look like fighting a kid that has Down syndrome? What you look like arguing with a kid that has Down syndrome? That's how you have to look at these beings. All my black people, that's how you have to look at the inorganic species. All these beings with the straight texture hair and that pale pigmentation that can't absorb no sunlight. You have to look at them like they special ed. You have to. So you can protect your energy, be the bigger person. Don't argue with no kid with Down syndrome. You see a kid with Down syndrome about to walk into you, you know, or do some shit. Not like not know that you know get fucked up to the to that community, to anybody with any disabilities. I'm just making an example. You see an inorganic being, Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, and they pull up to the stop sign, let them go first. Flash your brights, let them go. Because you might fuck around and think that they're gonna let you go halfway through the intersection. They cut you the fuck off. Because they genetics, they don't even know why they're doing this shit. Or it could be a gang stalker regardless. You have to be the bigger person, bro. You have to be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see, they are.
I can't really read those minutes driving. But yeah, they different species, man. And some of them know this shit, some of them don't. But from our people, we have to be the bigger person, the bigger people, man. And protect our energy, man. Because they gonna get their shit. That's why this cloudy and all this shit with the weather. Bro, we gonna have our judgment. So just be the bigger person. These beings can't take no sunlight. You have to know that shit. With their pigmentation, they cannot be positive. They cannot be positive. So you have to be the bigger person always, bro. Because they will lower your frequency. And when you have that low frequency, you can't attract the things you want in your life. You know? They can't manifest. They can only manipulate us into manifesting for them. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do the bullshit, get the driving, revving, all the low vibrational shit. You have to ignore that shit and keep it pushing. Because if you give that shit energy, it's gonna lower your frequency, bro. You have to be the bigger person around these people. You have to know this shit, man. You have to. I'm trying to tell y'all that when you start holding on to your energy, I'm not saying don't have no friends and just isolate yourself, but when you start holding on to your energy, even if you're a female, start practicing abstinence or celibate, whatever they call it on for the female. You know, if you're a male, start practicing semen retention, you will be more conscious of your energy. And then when you're more conscious of your energy, you'll realize, like, damn, when I come into contact with black people, I still feel that happiness. Even if the motherfucker mad, me mugging, I can just laugh like, damn, this motherfucker mad, they vibrating low. And keep it pushing, it still be vibrating high. But when I come into contact with the inorganic species, they lower, I'm less happy. Even if they in a regular mood, even if they're not mad, I'm less happy when I come into contact with these beings. And once you realize that, you will see that they stopping you from manifesting one, and they're gonna have you vibrating low with the forced interactions. And they could be gang stalking, it could be organized, or it could just be them bought it out because they genetics, they don't have a soul. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know this shit. When you get around these people, if you go to an area, a city where it's gonna be like, take your time. Don't be leaving late. We're the organic species, nigga. We got no melanin. We can wake up 5 a.m. and have energy, all this shit. We are the organic beings, man. You gotta start eating healthy. And you got to know, too, the food, the fast food, all of that shit's going to lower your vibration. It's going to put you it's going to have you vibrating low. You don't want to be vibrating low around these beings, man. Because your definition of vibrating low, maybe you ready to squabble up. You know what I'm saying? Their definition of vibrating low is, I'm just going to mean mug and just do all this little punk ass shit and call the police if it gets to the point where it's getting aggressive. And that may make you want to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing all this shit, and they don't even know that they're doing this shit. They doing all this shit, and you ready to beat somebody up, and they just right there, just vibrating low, just on some old punk ass shit. Want to be petty. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being violent and fighting and all this shit. I'm saying though, you gotta protect your energy around these things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect your energy. You don't want to let these motherfuckers get you out. And I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer, but you don't want to let these motherfuckers get you out your character, bro. Because they vibrate low naturally because of their genetics. And when black people vibrate low, we vibrate low. You know what I'm saying? They vibrate low, just walking around, they just irritated. You know, they just irritated. They just vibrate fucking low. You have to know this shit. And even when they're not irritated and all that shit, because they genetics, they're not able to critically think. So they may make a decision that's going to cause some miscommunication, and that miscommunication is going to lower your vibration. They may make a decision in their mind that's going to cause some confusion, and that confusion is going to lower your vibration. And they're not doing it on purpose, it's because they're genetics. They thought that was the best idea in the moment. They're not able to critically think in a timely manner because of their genetics. And you being a black man and a black woman on this planet with these beings, you have to know this shit. You have to know this shit. They're not able to critically think in a timely manner. you got 10 seconds to figure out what's 9 times 8. You probably will figure it out faster than the inorganic species. They're not able to critically think in a timely manner. And they got us all mixed in, just like Siberian Huskies. They're two different species. The timber wolf can survive in cold conditions. It can go hunting all this shit. A Siberian Husky can't do none of that shit. It's going to just stand there, quiet and shit, you know, barking. A fucking wolf is going to howl. They're two different species. See what I'm saying? So you have to know that we're two different species. And I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer because I'm about to enjoy this drive. Get my mind right. I just want to tell y'all so I can help y'all. You know what I'm saying? And if you see something, say something. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you start speaking out and you're a black man or woman, you start waking up, having your awakening, and you might realize that you're being followed, that you have been being followed for years now. You know what I'm saying? You may realize all type of shit. But if you see something and you feel comfortable speaking out and you're not scared of the consequences, speak out and say something. Because whatever you feel, I'm trying to tell y'all, for my black people, we all get different downloads. All the shit I'm telling y'all is the downloads that I'm getting from my creator, which is our creator, because we have the same creator, because we're the same species. Once you wake up, you're going to start getting your own downloads of ways to help people. You may be like, yeah, you know, did you know if you hold your breath for 10 seconds and pull your ear, you can lower your blood pressure, anything. You might get a download like that from your creator, you know? So, and once you get your downloads, share your downloads. These are downloads I'm getting from our creator. If you black, this is what our God is telling me to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? We have the same, and I'm not saying God like all. We are gods and goddesses. I'm talking about the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Our creator. This is what our creator is telling me to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help y'all out because I know some of y'all probably dealing with this shit. You wonder why you leave, you go back to the house and you ain't got no energy center because every time you go into contact with this species, it's gonna lower your vibration a little bit at a time, right? And they're every fucking where. It's not like you can go one city and it's just the inorganic species. They're all over the fucking planet, right? They're all over the planet. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know when you come into contact with these beings, they're gonna lower your frequency a little bit. You have to know that shit so you can vibrate hard. So I'm about to get up off of this shit. I hope all y'all having a beautiful Sunday. I'm about to go get this money in, bro. I hope all y'all having a good day. And you have to know how to deal with these species. I feel like this. Look at these beings. Look at these beings. Can't merge on the freeway. I know they're different species. I know this shit. So when I see the inorganic species doing the dumb shit, I know, let me hit my brakes and let them figure out how they're going to merge on the freeway because these are two inorganic beings. You know, and it could be a gang stalker. But if it's a gang stalker, I know how to deal with these creatures. I'm not going to be trying to talk and speed up when these motherfuckers are trying to merge. No, because I have a soul in my body. You know what I'm saying? I have a soul. And when you have a soul, you have to protect your energy from the people that don't have a soul. Because the people that don't have a soul, they can be aware of the negativity in the world, but they'll never feel it because of their genetics, right? They'll never feel it. Just like if I don't have a nose, I can be aware, like, yeah, I know it must be people that exist, but I can't smell that shit because I don't have a nose. Like they know, yeah, it's negativity in the world, but they can't feel it because of their genetics. And so my black people that can feel the negativity have to protect their energy around this species because they can't feel the negativity because of their genetics, right? And you have to know this shit. That's just part of our species, bro. And if you start growing your hair out too, so my black man and my black woman, and so my black woman, you may feel all your hair don't grow, etc. You have to stop eating the poison, stop putting all them chemicals in your hair, stop eating the poison, and hold on to your sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? Same thing to my God. Stop eating the poison, hold on to your sexual energy, your shit gonna grow. And when your hair start growing, you gonna have these are our antennas. So you'll be able to feel your environment, you'll be more conscious of energy. Because you'll be able to scan your environment with your ether. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to know, okay, this inorganic being, and it's a gift and a curse. Because when you're able to feel that, when you got the ether and it's growing, and you're able to use it to scan your environment, you're gonna feel all of the fucking negative energy around you. You're gonna feel all that shit, right? So I ain't gonna make this shit too much long. I'm about to get my mind right real quick. I just want to top it up with y'all to let y'all know what's going on. You gotta protect your energy. You gotta protect your frequency. It's the inorganic species, right? So I hope all y'all vibrating at the high vibration, not letting no negative energy stop y'all positive energy. And but just like this right here, see the car right there? I was just in that lane, and instead of this car like slowing down or speeding up, they'll go the same speed when we're merging, right? That's what I'm saying. This is the inorganic species, right? Now you have to know how to deal with these things, bro. They don't have no soul. And it can be gang stalking too, but it's like everybody's not gang stalking, you know what I'm saying? I would hope the government ain't on my dick like that, but everybody's not gang stalking, but it could be. But you have to know how to deal with this species, bro. They don't have no soul, man. Oh nah, I see what you're saying, gang. Oh nah, what's it called? I'm gonna go back on the live and I'm gonna check out all their channels. Good looking, gang. Hell yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. But yeah, hey, you too though, shit. You know what I'm saying? You probably already know this, but just, you know, I ain't even gotta say it again like I'm, you know, talking directly to you, but shit, you already know, gang. With these beings, man, you have to be the bigger person. We vibrate on a different frequency, man. We vibrate on a different frequency. And just being around this species, they'll try to lower your vibration. You already know this shit. So I'm just go ahead and leave this live up here for whoever needs this information. And I'm about to start my day. I just had to tell y'all this, you know, the most I wanted me to speak on this real quick. Because I know it's a lot of, especially, this is important, especially because this little punk ass holiday shit. And a lot of black people are waking up, right? I got black customers, and they don't even, and they older, right? Some of them is older. A lot of black people are starting to wake up, bro. A lot of black people are celebrating these holidays and all that shit. We starting to wake up. So it's really like around at this time of the year, you have to be cautious with the inorganic species, especially if they cutting off food ads. Hey, my bad, y'all. My phone had died, but I'm about to get them off this shit. But like I was saying, a lot of black people are waking up. A lot of black people aren't really celebrating these holidays and all that shit. It's mainly the inorganic species gonna be ripping and running outside, going crazy, right? Because the holidays, they gotta get some gifts for they get all the bullshit, right? You know. So just to be cautious. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy your day. I'm gonna give y'all a little secret how to raise your frequency. Listen to some African rum. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get you right. It's gonna help you manifest.